Hi everyone, my name is Dina Babel. Welcome to the Fatherless Daughter Movement. And today we're going to talk about lesson number 5, and it is ask the questions. So what does that mean? If you're a fatherless daughter, I bet you know what I'm about to tell you. You have so many unanswered questions. There's so many parts of your past and things that you don't really know, but you're scared to ask. Maybe the people that can answer the questions are no longer in your life. Maybe they are. Maybe you have a tumultuous relationship. Maybe it's not the healthiest, but there's all these questions you have. You want to know, tell me about my dad. Why did you marry him? Did he want to have a little girl? Was he a proud father? Did he always have this issue? Did he care about my life? Did he want to be in my life? How did you meet? Tell me more. We want to know because we can't put our lives back together without the answers. I was talking to a girl that I was coaching, and she told me in so many words throughout the weeks that we were working together that she basically didn't know a lot about her father. She knew a lot about how he died, but she didn't know a lot about how he lived. And there was all these unanswered questions. And you know, life has a way of mirroring things that we're still dealing with or things that we need to still heal from. I too was one of these girls that had a lot of questions. Growing up, I didn't really push the fact or ask my mother a lot of questions because I knew that it would cause some emotion. And it seemed as though it would hurt her to bring up anything to do with my father. And so I kept it quiet. I didn't ask why the pictures weren't hung. I didn't ask why she felt the way she did. But what I always wondered was, did she ever really love him? Was there a good part of him? Tell me the good parts. I don't want to just hear the bad parts. I want to hear the good parts. My mom was good in the fact that she really didn't answer. She didn't tell me a whole bunch of bad things about my father, but she also didn't tell me a whole bunch of good things about my father. And to her defense, I acted like I was okay. And that's what we do as daughters. We act like we've moved on from what happened to us when we were younger. We act like we have the knowledge that we need to go through our life happily. But a lot of times we don't. And what I want fatherless daughters to do, if you're listening, is for me to give you what you need to hear today, which is fill in the blanks. Ask the questions. So what I did with the girl that I was coaching at the time was I said, if you don't want to confront or if you have a lack of communication with your parent, your mother that seems to have these answers because her father has since passed, I said, why don't you write her a letter? Just write some basic questions and then send her the letter and tell her she can answer you when she feels it's appropriate, so that she can deal with her own emotions, how she needs to deal with it. Because the way your mother deals with her stuff may not be the way you deal with your stuff. In our world today, we're watching Dr. Phil and there's self-help everywhere and Oprah. And so our guru, whoever it is like, be in your truth, learn what you need to learn, do your work. Well, you can't do your work if someone else won't give you the homework and the questions and what you need to check off to see if you actually got it right. And so what I'm telling you to do today is go ask the questions. Don't let more time pass. Don't stay stuck in this mediocre place where you don't know enough about your past to lead a purposeful future. It's only hurting you. I think back to so many different things that my mom did or didn't have answers to. I remember a specific time when I was, maybe 12 years old. Or no, I was probably 14 or 15. It was after my father had passed. And I wanted to know some basic questions. What was his favorite color? Did he like to fish? What was his favorite food? But what I really wanted to know is, did he want me? Did he miss me? Did he want to be my father? And I remember I wrote my uncle a letter and I asked him the basic questions. What was his favorite color? What was his favorite food? Blah, blah, blah. Because I just wanted something. I wanted him back. I just wanted to know a little bit about him. My uncle wrote back. He wrote the couple of questions and answered the couple of questions. But all it did was open a can of worms. I wanted to know more and more and more and more, but I was too scared to show my vulnerability. I felt like opening up wounds and talking about his loss would hurt all the adults around me. So you know what I did? I swallowed it, just like you're doing. I didn't ask another question, and I kept my mouth shut. And it simmered just beneath my core for the rest of my life until I divorced. I went through a huge breakup and married the wrong person. Wasn't really sure if I was coming or going or who it was I was supposed to become. And I married a good guy, but just not the right guy for me. And it was because I really didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I was doing. And when I had that breakup and completely fell apart was when I realized this isn't working for me. I don't have enough information. And I too had the same moment, just like the girl I was coaching. I had a nice therapist say to me, you know more about your father's death than you know about how he lived. Isn't it funny how you use that advice right back at someone? So I had to go back and start digging up the answers. I found my uncle, and I spent about the next year with him every single weekend, asking him questions, pulling out pictures, learning so many different things about my father. And as I did, I started talking to my mother about it. She started opening up more. I started telling other people in my family more things about my father. And he started coming back to life. And I started feeling more and more like myself. Like that side of me that I didn't know really anything about was coming back to life. Did I get my looks from him? Was I more prone to being creative because of him, or was it because of my mother? Did I drink chocolate milk every day because he did, or because I thought he did? Who am I? What am I? And through doing all that, I realized that I didn't want to be the runaway bride anymore. I was ready to own my truth and figure out exactly who I was. But I want you to know, I share this with you because sometimes we have to fall apart. We have to make mistakes before we're ready to hear those answers and put those pieces back together. So I hope if you're struggling right now in your life and you don't know which end is up, you don't know your true story, go ask the questions. Go get the answers. Put your life back together. You deserve every bit of that. You deserve the answers to your past. It might be hurtful. You might stumble for a little while. You might need a mentor, a coach, a therapist, a family member, your husband, a best friend, or someone to hold your hand while you get through it. But do it. Ask the questions, get the answers. Hope that gives you a little something to think about this week. And I hope you can go start writing these questions down and start figuring out what it is that you need answered so that you can get on with your life, break through your past and onto your purposeful future. I can't wait to hear from you. Let me know if I can help you in any way. Just go to dinababel.com. Thanks.